Page 12, the Teeter-totter. 3/4 time. No sharps or flats. There's a few accidentals, but no sharps or flats. You think, is it C major? Well, if you actually look at it, it's more like a Mixolydian mode. No, I don't know how much you've studied modes, different kinds of modes. A major scale is a mode. A minor scale is another mode. Well, there's another mode. There's a mode for each. There's 7 of these modes we can do, and probably more than that. But the Mixolydian mode is built on the 5th step of a scale. That's all it is. It sounds like it's in G major. There's no F sharps anywhere. Of course, there's no Fs anywhere. So maybe this is in G major. Except if it is in G major, they should have put a sharp in the key signature. Never mind. It's confusing to me. So, right hand first. Hopefully, you're in this position. It's not a problem. If these notes are a problem for you, you need to go back through the method book and go back and start it all over. You're way too advanced here. You're getting too far ahead. 3rd line, 2nd measure, G and A. And the last measure, G and B. And then the 4th line down, and then you get a B flat. And then the last line, that's a B natural now. Because that B flat was only good for that measure, nowhere else. So right hand, starting out here, put you in this position. So it's C, D, and then a C sharp, D. Wasn't that nice? Then next line. Hopefully these notes are not, that's pretty much it for the left hand. It's just these notes. Put the hands together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You gotta get this rhythm. It's mostly quarter notes. Put the hands, 1, rest, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One little tricky spot I want you to watch out for. A lot of times when you're playing, well, look at the 1st line. The 2nd measure, you got to hold that C down as you play the left hand. And the last measure, you don't. You lift it up. So the left hand's by itself. So be careful on these to make sure you got the right notes. In the 2nd line, 2nd measure, hold the C down. But in the 3rd measure, don't. So watch out on how long you're holding these notes down to make sure you're holding them down the right length. On the last line, hold that D down as you play that, but don't hold the B down. That's a little weird. Now get the notes and the fingering and the rhythm, you got that worked out, and you can go back and add in the slurs and the staccatos, connect it in the right hand, and then lift up between each slur, just a little lift up, just very little. And the left hand staccato, just a nice wrist action. And then that last measure, the 1st line, you got to connect all those notes. Make it sound like one hand played all 3 notes. And then lift up before you go to the 2nd line, because it's the end of a phrase. Now, 2nd line, 3rd measure. As you play that, this, lift up here. I mean, this is staccato. So they kind of both come up at the same time almost. 3rd line, rest, rest. Connect these. See, it's a staccato. And then 4th line, staccato. put in the articulation, add the dynamics. It's loud at the beginning. You don't get any more dynamic until the fourth line where you get another loud. That's interesting. Why give you another loud when you're already loud? Oh, we'll have to talk about that. However, the fourth line, a little 2 measures later, then you get a soft. It's like an echo. And then the last line, you're back to loud again. It's like when you did this, it's like a kind of a thinking to yourself type thing. It really helps to have a bit of an imagination when you study music. Now, as far as fast goes, not too fast, whatever, you'll have to decide. Again, they give you metronome markers to give you an idea, but ultimately it's up to you. If you're going to teeter-totter, you want to teeter-totter slow. Or do you want to teeter-totter a little quicker? Now, there is an interpretive thing going on, because once you get to know it and you can play it like it's written, then you can start thinking about the music. And that's where the fun starts. That's where, when they don't give you anything, you can kind of do what you want, sort of, within the taste of the music. It's like in the second line. These notes in the left hand, there's nothing there. There's no slur, there's no staccato, there's nothing. Typically, we'd play them connected. However, they've got slurs on everything they want connected. So if they really wanted them connected, they'd have to put a slur on it. And that tells you you don't have a choice, you have to connect it. But when they don't put anything there, it's up to you. So what you can do, if you want, is kind of play them a little staccato, which means a long staccato, which means just separate the notes. That's an interpretive thing. You don't have to. It's just one way of doing it. Now, maybe it's an error in the music, I'm not sure. But this is the only spot in the music where they don't give you something. Otherwise, you either have a slur or you have a staccato, pretty much. Now, in the last line, again, the left hand here, when it comes in, there's no staccato on that. So normally you'd hold that down until you play the C in the right hand. Then it comes up. But in an interpretive atmosphere, you might hang on to the staccato feeling. So you might cut a little bit short. Just a little bit. Again, you have to experiment. How do you feel it should go? I'm going to play it as it is, and on these, I'm going to go ahead and connect them on the play with me. I'm not trying to perform it. I'm not trying to interpret it. I'm just playing what I see in the music. But I'm telling you, when you interpret it, you might separate those. Don't play them short staccatos, but you might separate them. And the same thing at the bottom, in the second measure. You might play that just a little bit short. So let's do a play with me. I'll give us 3 counts, and we'll just go through slowly and make sure we got the right rhythms and the right notes. There's a few accidentals in here. Yeah. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3.